he's just kind of, hasn't been really watching TV very well, he's only a year old. And so, we've got, so Peter can actually be the dad with him, the mom's off working. And, so we have a child, and so you would ask just enter the home and go from there with the normal scenarios you would with finding the dad with the child and asking them questions, and that's the only thing you know so far.
Is this a runny nose then?
What time of day is it?
What time of day?
Snot smears
This is
the
about,
arm.
this is about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Hey guys, thanks for coming over. I was really worried about Jeffrey today, and I noticed that he was kind of not watching TV very well, and he actually is not holding his dinosaur. So that's when I really decided that something was wrong. Can you kind of tell me what's going on with him? I know that he's kind of had that stuffy nose for a while, but it's my first one. I don't really know what I'm doing.
So you haven't taken him to the doctor at all?
No, we weren't really sure if we should do that or not. So.
Okay, when was the last time that you gave him any Tylenol or?
I think he had a little bit last night before bed, just to kind of help him sleep a little bit better. So I haven't given him really anything.
Does he have a history of asthma or anything?
No.
Okay.
Is that a current temperature?
Yeah,
That's
that's-
now?
Yeah, I
Okay.
took that a little bit ago, and I actually, he was a little feisty with me trying to take his temperature, but he's just not really feeling very well.
So when do we get in?
Anytime you want.
Yep.
So do we have a pulse ox or?
We don't have a pulse ox.
It's currently 86.
What are his breaths per minute?
He's breathing, so you go ahead and count him.
You can do everything you want on these
He's got
mannequins,
pulses,
so,
he's
yep.
breathing, he makes
Oh,
noises,
okay.
Just
sounds.
do an
and
assessment.
I'm
It'll-
accustomed to asking and
tell
having
you.
people tell
Yes.
me.
This is your, this is your patient, so.
Okay,
he's
so I'm gonna
got-
try to listen to his lungs as well.
Forty, 45, something.
40, 45, okay,
I would say he sounds a little wheezy.
okay.
I put the blanket on him. Is that something that I should keep on since he's so hot? I don't know what I'm doing here. I didn't have any siblings, and this is our first one, so.
Has he been asleep most of the time?
Kind of sleepy, just real drowsy, not really reacting to me much anymore, especially this morning. The routine's just, just kind of not really the same this morning. I don't know really what's going on.
Okay, so oxygen?
Oxygen? Since we don't have a pulse ox, we'll assume that won't hurt.
Well, and Matt told you that he had.
And pulse ox is
87.
86.
Oh, is that what we got? I
Yep.
didn't hear it. Well, I
You
wouldn't
might
like
wanna look
86.
that up.
Okay, yep, you can,
Is that-
He's
is that
movable.
liquid? Okay. Okay,
Are we just pretending the oxygen?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
well, I mean, we can just wrap it over
No.
here, but yeah.
The only question is holding back. That's why.
So I would probably just kind of look in his mouth and, if he was frothy or a lot of phlegm, probably try to suction it out.
Mhm.
What else
On
do
the
we have?
And we
basis of the
have,
pulse ox only,
we
I
have
would
this type of a
transport this
suction.
patient.
And we have this one doesn't quite fit him, but it's part of something that you might want to consider, part of equipment. We have masks, nubs, so for your protocol, what would you normally be
I would
doing for assessment?
transport because of the pulse ox, and I think the breathing is probably a little rapid.
Okay, so you'd be automatically calling the transport system and telling them how to child you're transporting? Okay, all right, and any other assessment you want to do on a child like this?
Did we get a pulse? I didn't hear if we got a pulse, an actual pulse.
180.
But,
180.
180.
okay.
High?
Okay,
We're still transporting.
Yeah.
okay. So is there anything else you would do before you transport? I mean, I'm just asking,
He's
You
scared as
mentioned
heck
something
because
about
he
checking his
Okay,
mouth. How
that's
would you clear his secretions if you were to say he was coughing up a little phlegm? What do you think out of your stuff would be the best thing to
He's
clear out?
a year old?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, this would be the fastest and easiest
Okay.
for us,
Uh-huh.
but maybe not tolerable to a 1-year-old,
Okay.
the noise and the, so,
I wouldn't do that unless he was really stressed.
yeah, I'd probably start with this unless it was just really compromising, his breathing, or he was kinda choking on it, or trying to swallow and not getting anywhere with that, but
Do you carry the soft suction catheters as well?
we don't.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's just a
So
hard
this,
yank
you
out.
could go ahead and try, he's, and left, nose is open, you should go ahead and just try that if you want. We don't have anything stuck up in there, but you can at least try to do that.
I can't remember when children go from being obligate nose breathers to when they become mouth breathers.
It's a really good question.
That is a very good statement.
We don't usually
I have to
ask
think of that on my head right now too, don't I?
Up to a year, they can be obligate nose breathers. And he's right at 1-year-old.
Yeah. From the looks, it would appear he's breathing through his mouth, but I didn't know.
Right.
You know.
Because he's plugged up, okay.
So we'd probably benefit from like moist oxygen or, it's.
Mhm.
I guess I
Right.
don't even think about saying that because we automatically, where I live, we automatically humidify all oxygen.
Oh.
So,
Right, and see, that's why we're, saying, do it like in your work environment,
Yeah.
because that's what you're used to practicing.
and if it were winter time, we would warm the oxygen, the humidified oxygen. So,
Okay,
So I'd probably check, are his lips
Yeah.
blue, is his fingernails, what color are they?
the capillary refill.
Capillary refill, those kind of basic things. When they're one, you're kind of somewhat limited to what you can do based on their tolerability and their,
As you're cruising along, there's, how else can you assess?
On
this
the way,
guy?
we got him in the ambulance now.
Yeah,
We're-
what else can you do? Has somebody listened to? got
blood
somebody-
pressure.
she listened to him,
Okay.
yeah.
blood
Is there
pressure.
anything else that, he's got a towel on it, he's got a blanket on him. Is there anything else that,
You mean, should we look at his feet?
well, there's something else, even deeper down under.
Like
Oh.
his diaper? Or-
yeah.
There you go.
Look at his
yeah.
diaper.
Yeah, so his
He's
diaper.
got a fever, he's
so-
1 year old,
so
he's
is he
probably not
having
eating and
diarrhea?
drinking, or how dehydrated is he?
Yeah,
Has he been
yes.
peeing?
Uh-huh. When was the last time they changed the diapers?
Oh boy, I haven't changed it at all this morning.
So
Come to think of
then,
it.
if you haven't changed it and it's wet, we might be able to tell from the concentration, the color of the diaper, if maybe an indication of how
Well, I know I
dehydrated he
changed
is.
him last night about 1 a.m. and that's the last time.
That doesn't sound good. Has he been thrown up? We didn't ask that either.
He has not been thrown up at all.
What would you be able to
Has
tell
he been
from the
taking fluids?
diaper?
Well, how full it is,
Not really.
if it's
We have some Pedialyte, but it's
Based
not
on
drinking it.
when the parents last changed it, how full it is or should be, or, and then, like I say, maybe the color of the urine is a bit of an indication of the, bright deep yellow is gonna indicate more of a dehydration, and
He says he's not drinking any fluids either.
Yeah,
Can't get him to drink anything.
okay, all right.
And he has a fever, what about that blanket? You wrap him nice and tight?
101 I didn't think was that great. I mean,
Okay.
it's not outrageous.
Okay.
And so,
For a child, it is.
unless he's showing distress by being too warm, I wouldn't have worried about the blanket.
Okay,
Because I think that with a child this age, when they get really distressed with fever, it's gonna be higher than that.
because his skin could be cool, but he could even, or warm, and he could be shivering because of the high fever or the other things, so.
Especially
Moderate,
if the fever starts to drop, then we get into the chills area. Size of child.
Light blankets are okay,
Uh-huh.
just not, those big wool, wrap
Wrap
them
them
and,
tight.
yeah, wrap them
Wrap
tight,
them
just so they can lose some of their heat. Most usually you want to cover kids, when they're in shock, but, if you get somebody septic,
Well, I always figure the younger they are, the higher their fever's gonna go if they're truly stressed. If you had an adult with that fever, then that would be a different issue.
All right, so in the essence of time, because we have to get the other groups sorted, and we only have
We're
about
going.
5 minutes. So they've got this